Intel officially stops production of Rocket Lake series processors. If you were in a coma, just woke up, and were planning to upgrade to the Rocket Lake processor, you'd better act quickly. Intel has issued a product change notice stating that a discontinuation program has begun for the Rocket Lake line of processors. This program started on February 6, so the end-of-life clock is already ticking. Rocket Lake was launched in March 2021 and was the company's last 14nm product. Intel replaced it with Alder Lake just 7 months later, when the company finally switched to Intel 7, formerly known as 10nm, for its desktop processors. Intel's guidance says that the end-of-production program has already begun, but CPUs won't disappear overnight. Businesses have until August 25 to send their final orders to Intel. This includes orders in boxes and trays, in bulk, which, unsurprisingly, are non-refundable. The final shipping date for any Rocket Lake processors is February 24, 2024. According to Tom's Hardware, the 400 and 500 series chipsets are being discontinued in the same period. Rocket Lake was a strange product for Intel. On the one hand, it was the first midnight architecture of the company in a very long time. Experts noted that it differed from Skylake, Kaby Lake, Coffee Lake, Whiskey Lake and Comet Lake by using the Cypress Cove architecture. The secret was that the architecture was based on the 10nm mobile architecture of Ice Lake with Sunny Cove, which was ported to 14nm for Rocket Lake. This allowed Intel to achieve the higher clock speeds needed to compete with AMD. Despite the high clock speeds, the fact that Intel released another 8-core processor on a 14nm process caused many confusion. By that time, AMD was already using a 7nm process through TSMC and had a 12-core processor with 24 threads in the Ryzen 9 5900X. The Core i9-11900K's high clock speed and single-threaded performance allowed it to compete with AMD in gaming. However, in multi-threaded tests, it couldn't compare to Ryzen 9. All in all, this marks the end of a chapter in Intel's history that we believe the company is trying to forget. The struggle to move from 14nm to 10nm has become one of the legends. When Rocket Lake was introduced, AMD firmly controlled the market for overclockers and enthusiasts. The launch of the 11th Gen processors didn't change much. Intel was able to turn the tide with its Alder and Raptor Lake architectures. There is also information that the company is going to switch from Intel 7 to Intel 4 for Meteor Lake, which should appear in 2023.